Yo, what's goody, family? Welcome to the Devil's Advocate with Ace Anderson and Akron Watson, where we're making the best case for the guiltiest pleasure. Get the fuck out of here. That's what she said. I think that's a
Man,
sign,
ask
nigga.
anybody, there are no benefits to abstinence.
This broadcasting of the Devil's Advocate is for adults only. Participant discretion is highly advised. Ages 18 and under are advisedly prohibited.
What's going on, family? How y'all doing? We are back. We're back. Akron, Watson, and Ace Anderson are back for the Devil's Advocate. Akron, how you doing, man?
Good, man.
Word, man. What you been up to this week?
Man, trying to be happy, mostly, that's part of my mantra now. I just posted this thing on my page where these 5 things I'm trying to do. So I am trying to adapt. No, I'm kidding. I'm trying to be happy, be confident. But I can't even remember the list, bro. Like, this is how happy I am once I realized abstinence is one of those things, though. I took it on, everybody. I wish we had some applause to just go right now. Because, bro.
We working on it.
One of those, it's a big one for me, but I'm about to climb that hill.
Yeah. So what do you think is the final nail in the coffin?
What was the final nail in the coffin?
Yeah.
I feel like I rushed it with a chick, and like she was like, now every time she thinks about me, she thinks that I want sex from her. You know what I mean? And like we got into it, and she was like, it just, and I just was like, wow, this situation. It wasn't even about that. Just that it was somebody that I really like. Like, I gotta check that. So I just added that to this thing to my Islam trying to create. Staying away from sex is one of those things, but here we are, man.
Word, man. Yo, so this week we talking about time management, CP time. And is it something to be tolerated or something to be done away with? And so I'm super excited to get into this. Especially I want to talk to you because, being an actor on Broadway, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think there's room for CP time, but I'd love to hear a first person account.
Nah, man, don't nobody show up late on Broadway, bro. You work too hard to get there. I mean, people gonna do it, but they gonna do it like a year in. And so it's better to look at it not as CP time, because I hate the term T time, honestly, right? Because I hate the term color people. But I look at it like relaxed time. Like, at some point, you just gonna get relaxed with your gig, and you just gonna be like, I'm just gonna show up 5 minutes late because I'm doing this or I'm doing that. But it's your money, But more importantly, like Broadway, bro, and just like all the shows leading up to that, like the off Broadway stuff, like any little show that I would do, because you don't know what's gonna be big in New York. You know what I mean? Like, you just have no clue what you're gonna attach yourself to. And so you're just not gonna let tardiness be the reason. You're just not gonna do it. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So like, I remember one woman in particular was showing up late sometimes. It's because she had stuff going on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she was popping, and like that ain't CP time, bro. Like, that, you know what I mean? Like, that's like somebody popping in their industry and they can't show up because they doing this and doing that. Other than that, man, like.
Ak, I want to pause you real quick because we're saying I'm hearing that we're having trouble hearing you. But actually, just to be fully transparent, Akron actually doesn't have Wi-Fi. So what we've done is we jerry-rigged the show because the show must go on. So Akron's FaceTiming me right now, and then we're basically transferring the feed through FaceTime right now until we can get internet back up and get things running and going and glowing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you were talking about people don't really show up late, but do you feel like do you feel like you earned the ability to show up late as you progress? Because you were saying like maybe as you become more successful, being late is okay or more tolerated.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yeah. I mean, we're just gonna have to, you could talk to me because I'm hearing you fine through FaceTime, but if it chops up and stuff, that's just gonna be something we'll have to deal with for now.
You think I should tell people why? You think I should tell people why I don't have Wi-Fi?
Yeah, hell yeah, man. We this is all transparent, all taboo. You know what I'm saying? Be real.
I moved here with roommates. Honestly, I don't even know if they can hear me. I moved here with a roommate, and my roommate decided to move out. And so, in the process of me living somewhere in a lease that has X amount of time, she moved out like 4 months in, or whatever. And so, like, the Wi-Fi was in her name, and so she just left with the Wi-Fi. And like,
but so tell us how you got into that situation, because that's what I want to know.
I meet a woman, and if I'm attracted to her, I will try to befriend her. And we became friends, and then we were lovers, and then we were friends again, and lovers and friends, and that lasted for like 10 years. And then after that 10-year period, there was like 4 or 5 years of like no talking. I'm in New York doing my thing, and I think what I thought was just a friend still like really into me. And so basically I kind of like approached it as friends and was like, hey, we should move to LA and blah, blah, blah. And because I didn't really like get into it with her and see where her feelings were, like truly were, I played myself, I just basically like, I was like, oh, it's going to be fine. We just friends, blah, 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 not thinking that like she was like into like that. So when we got here and she realized that we were friends, she just like, things didn't go the way she wanted them to. That's really what it boiled down to, is that I should have investigated more, like follow. I don't know, because like I really didn't think it was gonna go this. Like, I really didn't. I thought it was gonna be like, if nothing else, we have an apartment together. Like, we'll be fine. We'll get along. We'll figure it out. I didn't think I was gonna wake up. She was gonna be gone.
Yeah, but you felt like I feel like you could have seen some of the signs. You know what I'm saying?
How can you see somebody like doing this? Seems extreme.
I mean, if you're having issues communicating, because I remember you were telling me that y'all were arguing on the drive. Were you guys arguing on the drive too?
Yes, from Dallas to LA. Yes.
Yeah. See, and like, I mean, not to say that you would have known. Like, that's a little too late because you guys are already on your way to LA. But like, I feel like relationships are just replicas of the first day you met somebody. So your relationship kind of progresses in the same vein that it progressed on the first day you met. And if you were reading signs in that first moment, if you could go back to that first moment, how you guys met or how you guys even started kind of getting together, you could see how, like, in the future, it's just going to be an evolvement of that. Like, that it's going to be an evolution of what that first moment was. And I remember, like, I was going to hire this manager, and she was late, speaking of CP time, she was late to meet me on the first time. And I was like, and something told me, I was like, this isn't going to work out. Like, I already just can feel. She picked the Starbucks we were supposed to meet at. And she couldn't find it. She called me because she couldn't find it. And I'm like, yo, what? If you're going to be my manager, you got to be ahead of me. You got to be more punctual than I am. Because I'm not punctual. I'm tardy everywhere. And I read it, but I didn't listen to it. I didn't listen to my feelings. And she came and the meeting went. It was kind of like, okay, maybe like, you know, she seems excited and about doing it, and she seems down, and so I was like, all right, you know, let's try it out. I ended up going into a sort of what do you call it, a trade, you know, a trade situation with her, and I didn't get nothing. I didn't get shit, yo. I just did a bunch of design work for her. I made her website and did all of this shit, and I didn't get shit. So and then the relationship kind of just dwindled. It was exactly what I thought it was going to be on that very first day that we met, that very very first day. And so I always now feel like that. I'm like, if I get a feeling about somebody the first time I meet them, it doesn't matter. Like, I might not know exactly what it is, but I know that I shouldn't commit myself more than necessary, right? Like, if life, like whatever life kind of brings up, if there's something that is going to bring us together, but I'm not going to go out of my way to try to be in that person's life any more than is already happening. You know?
That's the thing too, is that like it was like we were friends, you know what I mean? So like a part of this feels like there was a friendship there that had been built over years. I just expected would keep us together. Here was like sort of a testament to that. We had conversations about that, you know, about like what our friendship could do versus what a romance between us would do. You know what I mean? I mean, I could go on, you know, but it's not my story to tell. It's our story, and so she's not here to tell her part of the story. So it almost feels like, and when people ask me about her, just, you know, she didn't abandon me. You know what I mean? Like, she felt like she was being treated badly. You know what I mean? And so I don't fault her for feeling that way. I just feel like her response was pretty. So I hope people can hear me. Like,
yeah.
I ain't making.
G said she pulled it up and she said she could hear you fine. So, I mean, we'll just have to keep going. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if people can't hear, like, then we'll go back and we'll be like, fuck, that was a stupid episode. You know?
Text me the feed though, and let me see. Can I see what I look like? I just want to see what the shot looks like.
Yeah, I got you. So, oh shit. We about to move on to the flavor of the week. You already know.
I want to look at pictures of her. She's so cute. She's so cute.
Oh shit. Okay, wait. How do I get to this? See, I go to my website. That's where it is.
Yo, this dude keeps tagging me in a conversation about King Von and Tuka.
And who?
Tuka.
Why?
You not Rocky Von? You fuck with King Von?
Nah. All right, here's the feed.
Nigga from Chicago. From Chicago.
All right. So I'm gonna just go ahead and move us along then. You know what I'm saying? We about to hit up the flavor of the week. I'm super excited to share. Oh shit! You just heard the sound, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, that means it's time for the flavor of the week. And we're gonna move on to this, but everything's moving slow, so.
Yo, it's the flavor of the week. It's the flavor of the week. Man, that girl is bad. Flavor of the week, baby.
Yes! Yes! Yes, if you know anything about us, me and Akron, we love the ladies, and we especially love that Mother Nature has blessed us with such a wide variety of shapes, colors, sizes, and especially flavors. And so we like to use this as an opportunity to promote a woman that has been stealing our hearts and stealing all of our Instagram likes and inspiring us in some kind of a way. So Akron, why don't you go ahead and give us a little tidbit about your flavor.
So I want to make sure that I pull up this thing that I wrote about her because I already worded it in a way that, you know what I mean? Like it was worded well. I don't want
Word.
style. I don't want to freestyle for how you know, we got too many links, man. We be sending each other mad links now. I don't know which link is gonna take me where. You know, we got Instagram links, YouTube links. Which one of these Google Docs is gonna take me to this show? All right.
We working on it, y'all. We working on it. See, soon we gonna have a studio. That's why we gotta build up our following. We just trying to stay consistent right now. You know what I'm saying? Because eventually, y'all gonna be watching. Me and Akron gonna be sitting right next to each other in a dope ass studio. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna have no connectivity issues. We're gonna have like 5 or 6 cameramen. We're gonna have people running into the audience to talk about the, you know, like, hey, you know, with the microphones and shit, taking questions from the audience. And for all of y'all that's watching right now, the ones that's been there since day one, you know what I'm saying? The ride or dies, the OGs, all of y'all get free passes, yo. All of y'all. Free passes. We collecting your IP address as we speak, motherfucker. So, you know what I'm saying? So we appreciate your support. We appreciate you sticking here, even through the fact that Akron's not even able to hear half of us. You know what I'm saying? And y'all are still here supporting the movement. That is fellowship right there, yo. That's camaraderie. That's teamwork, making the dream work. Ak, you found your shit?
That was really inspiring. I like that. That's nice. You know. So wait, so can you show the girl? You're not gonna show the girl?
Yeah, I'm gonna show her. I'm pulling her up. All right, I got you, son. I'm trying to do 20,000 things real quick. All right, here we go.
I know.
So here we have. Here you go. Go ahead, Ak.
Perfect. So because you know this is like one of my types. Like this is one of my like special like. Oh, when I see a woman that looks like this, I always stop and look. It doesn't matter what nationality she is, but she looks like this. She's got this booty and this short hair and this skin tone like this on me. Anyway, so this is Sayer. And so, I have to start at the beginning of the paragraph. It says, this week I feel like I'm taking the easy way out. This segment brings about some internal conflict for me. And with so many things to be conflicted about in the world, I chose this week to just be kind to myself on this particular segment. So this is Sayer. She's it's CERAADI. Oh my God, you just figured that out. The other half of the group is Emeza. It was just her birthday. I've been sending Ace pictures of her sister, so they make me do. You already know, like you got this is what the sister is like. But now this girl is young. This girl is young though to me, like you know, because I'm in my 30s and she looked like she's 23. Honestly, 23. Like they probably would still check her ID, but she got a grown lady body. But that's not how I discovered her. Like, the way I discovered her was, I have to tell you all this. So I like watching more than one person perform short choreography. Like, that's one of my things that I like watching. I like watching people dance. And so I love TikTok because, like, TikTok, you can just go crazy with people dancing or whatever. So I see her and her sister on Instagram on my Discover page, the search page or whatever. And I see her and her sister doing the dances, so they both cute. And so I click on it, and they just doing some like California like dance, and they put like they're like smiling and the sun is hitting them or whatever, and I'm just like enjoying the dance. So then I'm looking and I'm like, this girl with this short hair is like one of the most.
Oh shit! I lost you, Ak. God damn it, Ak. Say that one more time. You said this chick with the short. You said this chick with the short hair. What?
Oh my god. Okay. Basically, that's a Lamborghini. That's a Lamborghini. It's downtown. But yeah, anyway, her and her sister, they're both super hot. It's a hard choice choosing between the two of them, but it's the short hair and the perfectly shaved head for me.
Word.
So.
And maybe the booty too.
Yeah, you can go to her page. Her page is @SIGHAIR. It's like @SIGH-hair. But I just wanted to warn people, this girl is like young, she's free, and she is showing all her booty. I literally wrote her down because I just want y'all to know, like, you go and check her out, like, she's showing her booty. But, like, she's like a young goddess, and like I just couldn't, like, I mean, she's grown enough for me to look, but like, if we were at the party, I'm not finna touch her arm.
This is what I got pulled up right now.
Oh my god, see what I'm saying? Like, and the booty's perfectly shaped, and it's just
Word.
It's like
word. So we gotta have like a sign off, bro. Like every time like we present a flavor, we should come up with like a, you know, some kind of a fun way to sign off. Like, damn, she fun. I don't know. Yeah, we both got to do the Friday lean. Damn.
I want to interview all of these players though. At one point, I want to start interviewing these people.
All right, Ak. I'm gonna have you read my flavor for me, since you got that section pulled up. But I'll just give a little quick introduction. So for me, this flavor of the week, I picked this flavor because just to show that this segment isn't always about physical attraction. This is simply women that truly are influential to us in more ways than one. And so my flavor of the week is a woman that truly transformed my life with one of her best-selling books. And so I'm gonna give you Jen Sincero. So Ak, go ahead and read that. I'm gonna pull up her picture.
All right. Jen Sincero is a #1 New York Times best-selling author, success coach, and motivational cattle prod who's helped countless people transform their personal and professional lives via her products, speaking engagements, newsletters, seminars, and books. I just want to say that this is my first time reading it. Her #1 New York Times bestseller, You Are a Badass. Mm-hmm. How to Stop Doubting Your Great. Start in all.
Oh, I can't do both. I can't do both.
Oh shit. Okay. I'm going back to this. It has sold over 3 million copies, available in over 35 languages, continues to grow in popularity around the globe, and has been on the New York Times bestseller list for over 4 years and counting. Her follow-ups: You Are a Badass at Making Money, Master of the Mindset of Wealth, 2017, also a New York Times bestseller, and You Are a Badass Every Day, How to Keep Your Motivation Strong, Your Vibe High, and Quest for Transformation Unstoppable, 2018, are written with the same signature sass, down-to-earth humor, and blunt practicality that made You Are a Badass an indomitable bestseller, and Jen a celebrated voice in the world of self-development. That's good writing, man.
Word.
That's good.
I wish I could take credit for it, but I stole that from her website. So
you mother.
But yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate. I thought it was good when I read it, so I thought, we could just use that.
That was some CP time right there.
Bootlegging. Yeah, man. So I wanted to bring up Jen Sincero, man, because like truly, she was when I found out about her, that was the beginning of truly transforming my life. And it's crazy because the book is called "You Are a Badass: How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Live a Better Life, or Live an Awesome Life." And after I read the book, it wasn't anything new or profound or anything like that was crazy. It was actually the first time I had ever read a book that sounded like I wrote it. Like I could have written that and said those things, but I didn't have the words to articulate what I already thought and what I already understood. So it was helpful to now have these words on paper in front of me, being like, oh, this is just affirmation about what I should be doing with my life. And so it was really powerful, man. And I just fell in love with her. And her writing style is very youthful. I had no idea what she looked like or what she sounded like or anything. But the way that the book was written, it sounded like it was written in my voice. And that was the first time that had ever happened. And the only reason why I bought the book was because a girl that I was attracted to had it on her nightstand, and then when I saw like a list of book recommendations, I saw "You Are a Badass," and I was like, oh, I saw that on this girl I like nightstand, and so I was like, all right, let me check it out. And so I started reading it, and it was like truly a page turner, because I just couldn't stop, and I wasn't really into like self-help books or anything like that. I wasn't like all about that. But then I read this book and it just was like, oh shit, this is what I could be doing. And truly since then, this had to be 2018 I finished the book. Like after that, this was 2 years ago, I was like, oh, I know exactly what I need to do. I started like, I got all of my shit together. I built my website, and I finally like made it the thing that it needed to be, like, because my website was kind of just like an online business card. But after I read "You Are a Badass," I was like, nah, I need to make it functional and make it like useful to me. And so it really kind of shifted my perspective about things. But it's weird because it was like already the perspective that I had. But then I finally had words, and I had the words to tell other people how to do it, and I was able to like actually implement some of the moves and then lead by example. And then I saw my life getting better. I saw other people's lives getting better, and it was just like, wow, this is fucking great. And I was just Jen Sincero out, yo. Anytime I see "You Are a Badass" shit, I'm like, yo, you are a badass. Yo, you are a badass. You gotta read this book, son. You gotta read this book. It's great. It's great. It's great. And truly, I got it I bought it for all of my friends. I think I bought it for you, Ak, right? For Christmas. And just because I felt like if it could do that for me, it could truly like I just wanted to see all my friends transform in the same way, man. I wanted to see so much. So I truly fell in love with her. Me and Gabrielle went to her book signing. She signed the book, and I mean she's made, yo. She's well made. And this book, "You Are a Badass," is kind of just like daily affirmations. So it's great to read, just on a day-to-day basis, man. Sometimes I'll be like really upset, or me and Gabriella get into an argument, and then I'll just be like, pop open this book, and it's just one pager affirmations, and I'll read this and I'll be like, I don't need to be mad at this shit at all, like there's no reason why am I mad right now, and so it just changes your perspective, yo. And then also in the essence of CP time, talking about time management, talking about getting your life together, I figured bringing Jen Sincero into the mix would just kind of help ignite the conversation in a fun way. So so I wanted to hop into these. Let's get into these questions. So as you know, if you know anything about what we're doing, what we're going to be doing is splitting our show up into 3 segments. So the first segment will be sex, the second segment is art, and the third segment is spirituality. And so all of our questions that we'll be asking each other as we guide these conversations will be themed in that way, just so we can kind of feel like there's a flow of the conversation. So the first question that Akron and I have is, has time management ever gotten in the way of a relationship? I'm gonna let you answer that, Ak.
So, the beginning of a relationship, like at the very beginning, like, first dates or whatever, like, not showing up on time, especially with black women, which is all I date, which is black women. Like, it feels like it can be, like a red flag. I want you to respect their time so much. We all want our time respected, but like showing up late on like first or second date is like can be a red, especially for professional women.
Yeah.
Like time, and those are the women that I'm trying to date. You know what I mean? So it's like it can definitely be like a red flag, and they may not even say anything about it. That's the thing too, is that like it may not come up to 6 times away. So like, do you want somebody keeping a tally of that? You know what I mean? So, and people just value their times, especially people who value their time and various levels of success. It could just be that she's working on her job for X amount. She's independent, got her own stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, she ain't trying to wait for you, bro. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like, even dates, virtual dates, which is big right now for me. It's like I'm like trying to see people on video and then see if I can see them in person. It's like, is she coughing? Is she sneezing? Like, what's going on? Like, and that ain't no joke. Like, it's for real. Like, I want to see her before I see her. And even in those dates, though, like showing up on time, bro, is like key, because it's like you want somebody to like feel like you value their time, you value them. So as you invest in somebody, you know what I mean, like that, being on time is an investment.
Yeah.
Because you could show up whenever, you really could, but like people who then see that you don't value them. And I mean, I know that's like, oh, that's so deep, but if you think about it in that way, like, so me showing up on time is a gift to you, because I could show up whenever I want to.
Yeah.
And so when somebody gives the gift back, it's nice too. It's like, but then I try to be understanding of people who don't value my time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then I'm giving people on my end at least. So this is just speaking for me, because I know some women, man, like they'll be like, "Yeah, I showed up late," and the guy's like, "Oh, you're late. Ask for the check." I'm not that guy. You can show up 30 minutes late, and I'll be like, "Hey," like, but I mean, that's the old me, because I'm not dating no more. I'm not looking. Somebody told me, one of my prototype women told me not to look no more. I put up out the other day on my Instagram, and like, I be playing about being single now, like it's like a joke. And this like prototype woman responded and was like, "Ooh," which brings up another topic of CP time, right? Because when you're talking about being in relationships, text messages, and so sometimes if you don't respond in that window of time that you know to respond in, and you are late. Y'all know what I'm talking about, that window.
Mm-hmm.
You send somebody everything, they got it.
It says delivered.
It says delivered. And you waiting on this person to respond, and then they pass that window. People don't want to address that window either, especially people who like, I don't know.
Well, because it's kind of an arbitrary window, and it like changes depending on who the person is, you know.
But it's a fucking window when you know that it's there.
Yeah, yeah.
And so
I'm losing your act. I'm losing your act. Please. I'm losing you.
Am I frozen?
I think you're back. You know what's funny about this shit, man? Look. Y'all, you make plans and God laughs because this shit was working fine. Akron and I were talking for 3 hours before this shit. That's the funny shit. And as soon as we go live, nigga, God is like,
I don't know. You know, it's we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out one day, one Monday at a time.
One Monday at a time. I like that, Agyo. One Monday at a time. I really, really do appreciate y'all being here, though. Like, for those of y'all that's just chilling with us, you know, y'all like whatever. Because y'all call your friends and you break up on the phone. Like, that's what it's like. You know what I'm saying? This is what's happening. Things are breaking up. You got connectivity issues. It can't all be perfect. You know, thank God for FaceTime. At least we even have FaceTime. Shit. Cause we are really figuring this stuff out. But I'll say, like, when it comes to time management and CP time with relationships, for me, I don't tend to have an issue with somebody being on time, but I want to have a legitimate excuse for why you were late. Like, you know what I mean? Like, or if you didn't show up, or if you didn't, if you can't be somewhere, or if you're having trouble getting here, I just want it to be legitimate. Like, you know, people, because I'm not good with time. Like, I'm not a punctual person. My dad was late all the time, and I would witness my dad being like, you know, because he's a carpenter, so he'd go to he'd be going to clients' houses. He has to, you know, take all the wood stuff to them. This nigga would be like, "Oh, I'm on the highway, ain't even left the house yet." And so, like, and that was just my dad. My dad always missed the first act of every show. And you know, when you miss the first act of a show, they don't let you in. You know, if you're late to the first act, they don't let you in. So he would come to see the second act of of like most of my shows, bro. And it was so frustrating because I'm like, and because, you know, he also had an issue with me being an artist. We'll talk about this in the next segment, but you know, he had an issue with me being an artist because it was taking me away from my religion, and in certain ways, in certain aspects, and so he would just kind of be like nonchalantly just not really show up, you know. He'd be late, or like, I'll come, you know, when I can come, or be there when I can be there. And, you know, some people, when their parents do something, they learn, they're like, I'm never going to do that. And then some people learn, I mean, I think it's half and half, but then some people learn that, oh, my parents did that, like, I guess that's okay. That's just kind of in my blood now, you know. And I think I got that side of it. Gabrielle is the exact opposite. Like, she said her mom was late all the time. She was always, you know, missing her stuff. She was late to school, late to this, late to that. And she said she will never do that, you know, never be on that. So when we met, it was really interesting because now you have this person who is super punctual and a person who is extremely lax with time. And what I realized is that it kind of created a balance in our relationship, because a lot of times she would be really, really stressing about getting somewhere and being somewhere. We got to be on time. We got to be there. We got, you know, if we're not there, the whole world is going to explode, like that type of shit. And that shit stresses me out. Like, I'm like, fuck, why are we so stressed? I don't ever want to be stressed. I am the master of, like, no stress. I'm not even going to worry about it. I'm late. Like, you know, if they fire me, okay, like I won't be late. You know, I'm just trying not to be late and shit. Like I'm not ever actively trying to avoid being somewhere, but when it came to, you know, us in this relationship, it was like, oh, you know, maybe we don't need to be so so assertive and aggressive about getting somewhere on time, but maybe we also don't need to be so relaxed about, you know, getting there when we get there. And so that really taught me, like, once we got together, it was like, oh, okay, there's a fine line of it. And when I was with, you know, when Gabrielle and I first met, we did our first show together. We met and then we were doing a show. And so dating and being in this show where she had the same call times as me, it was like the first time that I was like 30 minutes early somewhere, and I'm like just chilling. But see, here's the thing about arriving early for me. It's like I don't really like my pet peeve is arriving somewhere and then I gotta just sit around and wait. Like I fucking hate that shit because like you got me coming here early. I could have been using this 30 minutes to be finished editing whatever the fuck I was editing at home, you know. And I'm always working on something. It's never like I'm just like fuck. I don't want to be here. It's normally like I'm working on something. And so I'll just like work until somebody's like, yo, motherfucker, get the fuck up. You gotta go, son. You know, and but for me, I'm just like, yo, I want to finish this project. So if I stop what I'm doing to get somewhere an hour early or whatever, and I show up and then everybody's late, and then it's like then shit don't even start until I'm supposed to be there at 1. And shit don't start till 1:15. Yo, I am mad, bro. I am mad. I hate that shit. And so I find it less stressful to be a little bit more laid back with time. You know, I just find it to be, you know, things will happen when they happen. I'm not going to rush. I'm not going to get, you know, like, what J. Cole say? He said, niggas saying live fast, die young, so I drive slow and probably die old. Like, that's that's my life, yo. Like, I'm going to drive slow. I'm going to chill. Like, you know, we going to get there when we get there. I'm not going to stress, yo. Because that stress, man, that gives you gray hairs, bro. And I want to be young forever.
Man, hey, you know, I got some. I was stressing so bad in New York, bro. And, like, that was the thing, too, was, like, CP time didn't exist in New York. And it was, like, you can't control your transport. You cannot control how you get there. You got to get the train. Somebody else is in control of, like, so me being late sometimes just meant that I had to leave, like, an hour early and still be late. Like, that hurts. And so, like, nah, man, I just think, you know, with age and maturity, like, I've worked my way past CP time, but, like, at the same time, like, I still show up late to some stuff, you know what I mean? Like, dinners, barbecues, and shit like that. Like,
yeah, personal shit.
Yeah, you haven't, my mom can't expect me. Yeah, but other than that, man, like, nah, man. Especially when you really want something, when you really been working, and that's the thing too that I love about actors is that, like, people think that they just popped up on the scene, but really they've been having to be on time for shows forever.
Yeah,
forever. You know, especially these theater actors out here, man, who are like have so many appointments. We have so many freaking appointments that we have to make for all different shapes and sizes of crap. You know, that we are trying to do, dance and sing and acting and auditions be everywhere too. Be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go. You know, remember when the world was open and it was like you had to look at the address of your audition, you know, where you're going. And like, I think people think we show up at the same building all the time to like audition for everything. You know, it's like all the auditions at like, you know, 100 audition way or some shit. You know, like, sometimes I gotta be on time, and Google tells me that something is 45 minutes away, and you know what I mean? Like, it's in New York sometimes too. I be trying to drive. I had a car in New York for like a year.
I don't know how you did that.
It was a big. Are we moving on to a little bit?
Yeah, let's so we're at 10:48 right now. So I think we should jump into our art segment. Oh, I don't have the things anymore. But yeah, so let's jump into our art segment. How does having a lax approach to time management affect time management? What? I think that's a typo. How does having a lax approach to time management affect something?
Oh. Let me look at mine. Maybe I affect your. I don't know, man. I'm hungry. I haven't eaten today. I just want that to know that I have not eaten today. Somebody's supposed to be bringing. I had a friend supposed to be bringing me dinner, and like it's still not here.
Damn, she went and she said she was bringing it a couple hours ago.
She was bringing like 2 hours ago. I just feel some type of way. Now that's some TV time for your ass right there.
You go.
I said I didn't like it. I've used it like 40 times tonight. But like with my food, like I've been saving my appetite for this.
Nah, and you haven't had any water today, bro. Like you tripping.
But isn't that crazy? Wait. You know, I want to ask you right now. This is a very complicated question. How is it that we would let our friends be late, but we won't let our babies, like our girls and stuff, be late? Like, what's that about? Like, my girl can't show up late too many times, but my homeboy, this thing can be an hour and a half late. I'll be like, get your ass in here, you know? But my girl show up late too many times, like, she's not valuing my time. She don't like me like I want her to. Like, what is that about?
Well, I want to just before we even jump into that, I want to just thank you and pat myself on the back for being on time for this shit, despite all the bullshit. Cause you don't got Wi-Fi, bro. Like we don't got no mic. Like we having connectivity issues. I got a long ass wire that's. I got a long ass wire that's jerry rigged going from the balcony. I wish y'all could see this shit, yo. But it's not gonna be like this forever. Look, you know what I'm saying? Humble beginnings. We gonna be at the top, bro. I'm telling you, it's gonna be the #1 show. The Devil's Advocate with Ace Anderson and Akron Watson, yo. The world is gonna be talking about this show when we get our shit together. It's gonna take a little bit of time. I tell everybody, give us about 6 months to really figure out how to work this shit out. But you know what I'm saying? We making it work. But you said you'll let your niggas be late. But like I feel like cause like your boys are your boys, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like men lack so many people to be honest with. Like, you know, so like, and you could be honest with your boys. And if they're really your boys, like you could be honest with them. But a lot of times they don't get too deep. But the thing about having somebody that you could be honest with is like you just accept them because it's so hard to find people that you could be honest with. Like, what am I gonna do? Get mad at you? Like I can't break up with you, nigga. Like, you know, you still gonna be there. And I'm gonna still need to call you when I need somebody to be honest with, or if I go through a breakup or I'm going through some shit, you know, I'm gonna have somebody. I'm gonna wanna hopefully rely on you no matter how late you are. You know, like shit. At least this nigga is listening. You know. But yeah, I mean with chicks, yeah, it's it's not a good sign for things to come if our relationship is going to be based off of you being late, and I can't really expect, because being on time is about trust, right? Like, you say you're going to be somewhere at a certain time, and if you're just like, nah, like, whatever, I'm going to be late, and you always got a stupid excuse, like, after a while, I'm gonna just be like, nah, son, like, nah. And you gonna do the same for me, like, you gonna push me to the side. So I feel like it makes sense when it comes to a significant other to be very discriminatory when it comes to time management. But when it comes to like your friends, you gotta kind of give your friends some, you got to cut them some slack, because they're your friends. They're just there to be honest with you, and you can be honest with them. You can't really ask much more than that from your friends.
So are you saying then that there's no way that you could give your girl the same amount of flexibility?
I mean, it depends on the situation, right? Like Gabrielle, we're together. If she's late somewhere a couple of times, like, first of all, it would be out of character. But if she is, like, we're so far gone into the relationship, it's like, am I really gonna be mad at her for that? But if this is a new chick that I'm interested in, like, I'm very sensitive at that point. Like, that's a sensitive time period when you're first dating somebody. It's like you're gonna be watching every single thing that they do. What?
I just want to go get something to drink real quick.
Yeah, man.
Like, thirsty.
You ain't drink no water and you just drinking alcohol. This is gonna be bad, son. This is
be bad. It's gonna be bad.
God, this is gonna be bad.
So I got a day job right now. Like, I'm just making money, man. I'm not gonna wait on acting. I don't do that. I don't wait on no money. And so, like, I'm working this day job, and like, it pays well, but like, these Negroes is working, and so like, I wake up at 6 a.m. and I do my thing, and then I'm done by like 3. I didn't get a chance to leave the house today, so things are missing from my home that are key. I just want to explain all that to say that I have no water in my home right now. I have no H2O. If things got locked up right now, I drink water from the faucet, I guess. The water, I have no water. So I'm drinking wine instead of water because I'm thirsty. Hence my friend coming with what I hope is dinner for me and water.
And water. You better be bringing a 5-gallon jug. Bro, you need water, man. I be saying I drink maybe 4 of these a day, maybe 4, maybe 5, and
He's here.
Hey, we got water! Yeah. We're gonna just imagine what she looks like. So, yeah. Yo, so how's living in LA been? Like, what's the vibe been for you?
And I'm telling you, my roommate being here really sort of stifled me in terms of like my experience. As much as I like, it was just her friend and all that stuff. It was just like we were here together in a new city, like trying to support each other. Even though we were just friends, like it was like we talked and hung out. Before things got bad, I guess, or whatever. Which I really want to say why things got bad, because now I feel like an asshole that she's gone, and like people are like, you asshole. But anyways, I'm not even gonna explain her.
You just being honest, man. Like, people gonna say what they gonna say.
People gonna say what they gonna say. I'm gonna say that for another show, because like I'm just gonna that's gonna be part 2 of our show.
Ooh, we should have roommates talking about roommates, bro.
We need to also, because you are her son. What's up?
Yeah, man. All right. So moving on to the next question. And I want to say to some of y'all, I'm having trouble. I'm not seeing any Facebook comments. So if you're on Facebook, if you want to leave a comment, we can't see them live. We can only see them after the show. So if you're trying to make a live comment, go to YouTube right now, and you can go to my YouTube channel at A Shot That, YouTube.com/A Shot That if you want to check us out on there. We're broadcasting on YouTube as well. We're on Facebook, and we're also on Twitch. So you got plenty of ways to catch the stream. So if you are, so if you want to leave a comment, go to YouTube. All right. All right. The next one is, what does time management mean to an artist on the rise? I guess for me, I'll have to say, like, being in what I'm realizing more and more in my craft is like, okay, I just need to be prepared for the opportunities when they come. And as long as I do all the work far in advance, then I'm just able to kind of chill, and it seems like the opportunities just present themselves and I'm already ready. So what I've been trying to do is find like all the times that I'm really bored, the times that I'm not like doing anything, that times or maybe I'm restless. I try to use those to hit one task on my list, and it doesn't matter if I can't finish it right now. Like, as long as I hit something on that list, or I hit everything on that list. Let me actually, that's more accurate. So what I'm trying to do is hit everything on the list, even a little bit, because every step forward is progress, right? It doesn't matter how much you move forward. It could be, it could be a centimeter, and that's still significant from where you were before. So when it comes to time management, managing my time, because I don't like feeling rushed. I don't like feeling like I gotta be somewhere. Like, I just hate that feeling, and I hate having to stop what I'm doing if I'm like focused on one thing, or if I'm in a zone on something. I don't like stopping what I'm doing. So I know I don't like those moments, so I try to find moments when I'm actually bored, when I'm not really, when nothing else is taking up my time, and then I use that time to really get ahead of the game, right? Because I'm always trying to get ahead of the curve, get to the beginning of it, or get to the end of it, and you do that by little incremental steps, little baby steps, because that's literally how you learn how to walk. You can't, or that's how you learn how to run, rather. Right, because you gotta first start taking little baby steps, and every time, what do we do as adults? Like, we clap, yay, because you took that little step towards something. And then what I find is, like, when I take those little baby steps, then I find myself with all of this time to just do what I need to do. And because I'm just kind of chilling and enjoying my time, like, I think of that time as like heaven. That's my time to really be in paradise, because I don't got shit else to do. I already did all of the pre-work. I did all the prep work. So I'm just like having fun. I'm engaged. I'm there. I'm energetic, and that's my heaven. So I'm always working to build towards that, little baby steps to build towards heaven. And that's for me when it comes to time management. As an artist on the rise, I feel like, what I'm saying, I'm a rising star, you know what I mean? And it really, it's becoming more, apparent to me that the opportunities are only, going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And so I really need to make sure that I'm prepared, right, for those opportunities, because Success is where preparation meets opportunity, and if the opportunity comes and you're not prepared, then you are going to fail. And so I don't necessarily. I guess I've started to treat my time more directionally and less about like the actual. I think about time in terms of space rather than time itself, because time is kind of overwhelming to me to think about. So I try to think about it like in terms of a map, right? That's just better for me. But what about you, Ak? How does time management or what does time management mean to an artist on the rise?
And so it's interesting, right? So it's like, in a sense, I think that everybody's rushing because they think that it's about age. You know, they think that you're going to age your way out of opportunities, etc. And like, if you don't become, because artists think a lot about fame because we need fans. We need people to support us. Like, no matter, you can't just make the art and expect for that to be. You
Yeah.
need it. And you need a following, maybe not a fan base, but any way you frame it, you need people to invest in it. And so when you start trying to sell your art, you know, you become a businessman, and like, you know what I mean. I had to start like divvying up my time between being a businessman and being an artist, you know, which is one of the reasons that I personally gave up music. And I'm just now coming back into the music industry because I had to start focusing on what was paying me. You know, I had to become a businessman and be like, well, as much as I enjoy making music, because I'm an automatic writer, so a part of my art is that like I can fill up a page with my words, and they'll be like, to me, they'll be beautiful and poignant and sweet, and like, but I do that every day. And so trying to do that and studying a script, you know, you can just imagine what it was like if I was like, oh, I'm going to be writing, and I was trying to play Aaron Burr, and I was in a show already on Broadway. Like, I was in like a show, a reading, another show was starting. I feel like it became about like priorities. And so, you know, we have to be really disciplined about our priorities. And like, I watched this video the other day. It was like, if I could go back, most artists, I think if they could go back, they would tell themselves to be doing the thing that they're supposed to be doing to get to where they want to go. We put so much thought into where we want to be and not so much thought into how we're going to get there. And I used to, because I don't do it as much now. I used to obsess over where I want to be. Obsess over being where I am right now, being in LA and like trying to figure it out, but like being, you know, being hopeful because I have money and all these different things. Like, I had to earn my way here, and in doing so, it was like my mindset was crazy, man. It was like at one point everything was on the chopping block except my career, except what I wanted. And so there's also a level of passion that you have to have, like, that supersedes sometimes what society. Stay up and obsess over this script for like, when I was studying for my first Broadway show, bro, it was like 4 lines. I think I had 4 lines, bro, and I obsessed over these 4 lines for like a month and a half, because that's how long the process was to get into the show. It was like you audition, you know, and they just go back and review and blah blah blah. Bro, I had 4 lines and I obsessed over them. I couldn't eat without saying them. I had to say them before I went to bed. When I woke up in the morning, I created different meanings with it. It was 4 lines, and that's how powerful I feel like what we do is that we make words so powerful to us.
Yeah.
When we get a script, that thing is the Bible. Am I lying? Like, it's the Bible. Like, all of a sudden, you have a new Bible, a new scripture that must be read, and it must be hurt. It must be, and so that type of passion is essential. Even in the people who act like, remember David? I love David because David was somebody who I felt like.
Oh, and we lost you. Hold up. What about David? Tell me about David again.
I was just talking about how passionate David was about what he's doing about his craft.
Mm-hmm.
About how evident, even in, I mean, it was clear that, like, in a lot of ways, David didn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? He didn't care what he said what he had to say. He did what he had to do, and you knew it. You felt the vibe. He was like, "This, he could hug me and kill me." Like, God. I can only imagine what it is now that he's like, you know what I mean, like in the, you know what I mean, like I can only imagine. But that Negro, ghetto Negro from the cliff, I mean, the hood nigga from the cliff cared deeply about acting, and he was an actor to his core.
Yeah.
When he had that one-man show in East Dallas, I went to come to Dallas just to see that. You know what I mean? Like, because I felt like I don't want to miss this class. That thing should have been filmed and put in a library because I know it was. I know it was. Yeah, like just got out.
Yeah.
So I know it was probably powerful. Remember that performance piece that they? I'm sorry. Remember that performance piece that they did in that house?
In the crack house?
Yes.
Yeah, wasn't that Dead White Zombies? They did a show. Dead White Zombies in Dallas did a show. They basically were like a traveling theater company. I don't know if they still exist. They might, but who knows? But basically they would go to different locations and they would create a show on location and then invite people to it. So they actually got a crack house and several people. I think was Rihanna in it or no?
I don't remember.
Yeah, it was just I just remember, but I do remember David was in it. But it was interesting. It was kind of like a Sleep No More experience where you go in and you're like kind of observing these people living, and there's a play going on, and there's you're in a crack house. You're in an actual crack house. So shit was wild.
You pull up in a dead end. It was a dead end street. And it was like the corner house on a dead end street, but there was only one other house, and it was dilapidated. And you walk up and it was knees, like up to your knees. Remember, the gate was like open, like the gate was open on one side, like it was like a crack house. You walked, and there was like was there a door? I don't think there was a door. Or was there a door? One of the windows was out, like the house was dilapidated.
Yeah.
And you were scared to walk up the steps. It was just like 3 steps, and it was like, I'm gonna fall through these steps.
It didn't feel safe, but I think that was part of the experience. Like I always wanted to do a show like that. That's like, like you can't tell if it's real or fake. And actually, I did my one-man show, which I even got you with that shit, nigga. Remember my one-man show at SMU where like we basically I had promoted this one-man show all year at SMU. It was like, yo, I'm gonna do a one-man show. Finally doing a one-man show, and and when the show was actually a disguise for this other show that we had written, and basically we staged an audience walkout. And so because it got kind of heated, basically it was like, one of the SMU students, this really happened. He had gotten assaulted on campus for being gay, and he woke up in a jail cell. He was hit with a brick, and he woke up in a jail cell. He was the one who went to jail, even though the other motherfuckers. Yeah, they assaulted him, and so there was this whole thing about it, and so we used that as the point of contention in this show, because like I had a talkback section. I did a poem, and then I did a talkback section, and then he asks a question, and it gets kind of heated, and then I bring up that moment, which everybody in the school knew about. So like when I brought that up, and then he walks out, everybody was like, "Oh shit, why would they be talking about that or whatever?" But then we staged like this walk back in, and everybody's like back on the same page and on the same wave. So it's pretty cool. But like for that moment, everybody thought that the worst, like a bomb had dropped, and that was the moment I had lived for, man. That was everything for me. But yeah, man, I think but circling back to time, to punctuality, to building up your career, and not getting so consumed by the destination, but rather familiarize yourself with the journey and the steps that you're taking towards the destination. The destination is only important for orientation. I'm going to say that again. Your destination is only important for orientation. And what I mean by that is that, like, I am point A, right? You have to see yourself as point A. You're not going anywhere unless you have a point B. You don't know what direction you're going unless you have a point B. You have to have somewhere else to go.